Let's begin the hello people. Jerry speaking. Welcome to Crazy Bunch Web Show's number 103. Today we're doing not one, not two, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 depth topics, and we're gonna do 2 news reports to read. So let's do it out, shall we? So we got for us. We'll start with Will Hutchins, born Marshall Wallow Hutchinson. He was an American actor best known for playing the lead role of the young lawyer Tom Barstow in the Western television series Sugarfoot, okay? For which aired on ABC from 1957 to 1961 for 69 episodes. Wow. He was born in the Hotwater Village neighborhood of Los Angeles as a child on May 5th, 1930. Anyway, as a child, he visited location filming of Never Get a Sucker even a break. Anyway, and made his first appearance as an extra in The Crowd. Okay, he attended Palmetto Village College in Claremont, California, where he majored in Greek drama. Okay, he also studied at University of California, Los Angeles, where he was enrolled in cinema classes. Okay, during the Korean War, he served for 2 years in the United States Army Signal Corps, okay? Psychographer in Paris, okay? Served as a colonel and with shame. Following his enlistment, he enrolled as a graduate student at UCLA in United States, California, at Los Angeles for short, but in the Cinema Arts Department at GI Bill. Hutchins began acting and got role on Mandy Fear or something like that. Warner Brothers. His career began with Warner Brothers. Hutchins was started by a talent scout for Warner Brothers. Anyway, we would change his name from Marshall Wallow Hutchinson to Will Hutchins, something like that. The other actors being easygoing manner was compared to Will Rogers, something like that. The overall humorous. His contract led him to guest appearances in Warner Brothers television programs, such as Conflict, in which he appeared in 3 hour-long episodes, including his screen debut as Ed Masters in The Magic Brew on October 16th, 1986. Hutchins was also cast as a guest star in Kanye, Burgle, and Maverick, and 77 Sunset Strip. He also had small roles in Warner's music movies such as Bomber's B-52 in 1957, Lafayette, Corey, 1958, No Time for Sergeants in the same year. We screen tested for the leads of Will Stockdale and with James Garner playing as psychologist, like that. His Sugarfoot role began with this. Hutchins left the national fame with lead as Sugarfoot, like that. Anyway, in which he played a Friday lawyer with comedic overtones. During the series run he guest starred on other Warner Brothers shows such as The Roaring Twenties, Bronco, and Surfside 6. He was the lead guest star in the episode of Maverick entitled Born for the Blue, directed by Robert Altman. Starred in Roger Moore's Blue Maverick, something like that. He also appeared in some important roles in the Warner Brothers films such as Quiet English in 1961. In the World War II adaptation pictures such as Merle's Mirrors in 1962 with star Jeff Cherry or something like that. Anyway, post-wars, okay? Hutchins guest star in Gunsmoke and The Alfred Hitchcock Hour. While appearing in Chicago in 1983, he was flown to Los Angeles to shoot a television part of MGM, Burt I. Gorin's Tammy D. Leader, which Hutchins played in Martin's salesman, which came to Earth. Wow. For the pilot that's not paid up, it led MGM to sign him to spin out, something like that, which he co-stars Elizabeth Tracy Richards, Dick Tracy Transport, something like that, alongside Elvis Presley. Also in the same year, 1963, he appeared in the episode of Gunsmoke. In Season 8, Episode 24, Blind Man's Blood, Scary was Billy Paul. In 1965, Hutchins co-starred with Jack Nicholson, which we talked about during Depth Topics before, we see here. back in, what year is this camera? Yeah. He's still alive. Okay, that's fine, never mind. Anyways, and Warren, Oates and Monty Hellman's The Shooting in 1966. He made a guest appearance on the CBS courtroom drama series Perry Mason, something like that, as Don Hobart in the case of the Scarlet Scandal. Other TV series. In 1966 and 1997, he co-starred with Sandy Barr and Harry Redward, something like that, set in New York City at Department Building. The program followed Walt Disney World Color, but it failed to attract a segmenting audience against CBS's Ed Sullivan Show and the ABC's FBI with Howard Simbat Jr. His former Warner Brothers colleague, something like that. Hutchins was reunited with Presley in Crumbly in 1967. In 1968 until 1969, he stars Dagwood Bumpson in CBS television version of this comic strip Blonde. 70s, okay? He traveled to Wall Society, something like that, in Shanghai, Part 12, 1970, playing Frederick Russell Barham. Back in the United States, Hutchins would guest star in Love American Style, Emergency, Chase, Mulan, Streets of San Francisco, and The Quest. He was also in The Horrors of 37,000 Speed in 1973, Slumber Party in 57, 1976, and Happy Hooker Goes to Washington in 1977. He also began appearing in the circuses and Patches of Clown. Later career began with this. He also has other roles such as War 1981, Gunfire 1999, and The Max in 2010. Hutchins was married from 1995 until 1969 to Chris Burt, sister of Carol Burnett. Anyway, who he had a daughter. He married his second wife, Barbara Torres, in 1988. He died of primary failure of North Shore University Hospital in Manhattan, New York on April 21st, 2025. But he was 94 years old, 2 weeks before his 95th birthday. The next topic has Gerald Kennedy. Born that day, he was an Australian double gold lugged American award-winning actor. Oh my God. Kennedy started his career in theater before going to appear on early television series, partly with colorful productions. He starred several roles in series Homicide, something like that era, and starred in epic series including Hunter S. Greg. He shot the flip fame, however, starred with Ted Hamilton and Terrence Donovan, my God. And the police potential, something like that. Devison 4. It's Detective Frank Bear, which took one back-to-back gold lodges, something like that. Kennedy was also appearing in the cult series, something like that. Prisoner of the Flying Doctors and the crime series Underbelly. He had a number of feature film roles during his career that spanned 50 years in the industry. He was born in Perth, Western Australia on March 8, 1932, the son of local actress and writer Phyllis Alfield, something like that. Anyway, Kennedy played 6 different characters in guest appearances in colorful productions, television series, Homicide, something like that. And in 1967, he shot fame in the Angeles in the Australian television spy drama Hunter, becoming so popular that his character changed sides. Eventually becoming the main character after lead actor Tommy Ward left the series. Anyways, Kennedy won the TV Week Logie Award for Best New Talent for his portrayal of the character. Kennedy followed this with a star role in the police production television series Division 4, winning multiple Logie Awards, including 2 Gold Logies and the most popular personality in Australian television. For his work in the series, he seriously acted in the Australian television and film production since that time. Later regular television series included Tadroid 1976, Billboard 1977, the miniseries Against the Wind 1978, Skyways and Saturday 1981, Golden Pays 1985, and Flying Doctors between 1986 and 1989, consequential episodes. Guest television roles included appearances like Crossing's Law, Prisoner, Country Practice, Blue Heroes, Casino Messiah, Cell Club, and Neighbors. In 2008, he played Graham the Monster, Karen Barr in Underbelly, and Fat Tony and Comedy. His final credit was in television series Glitch in 2015. He subsided in nursing care and faculty in the New South Wales Central Coast, where he died on April 21st, 2025. He was 93 years old. My next topic has to do with David Briggs. He was a musician, born David Paul Briggs. He was a keyboardist, record player, arranger, composer, and studio owner. He was one of the elite core of Nashville studio musicians known for Nashville Cats. And it was featured in the major admission of the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2015. He played the first recording session at age 14 and went on to add keyboards and pioneer pop, rock, and country hits, as well as recording hundreds of corporate commercials. He was born on March 16th, 1943. Anyways, in May 1966, he given an opportunity to record the sessions of Elvis Presley's album, How Get Through Art. When Floyd Cramer was running late, or something like that, Briggs continued to record the tour with Elvis Presley until 1977 February. Briggs and Norbert Putnam opened Quarry Studios in the late 60s and sold in 1976 when Briggs opened Alice David. Okay? Briggs was recording artists of Decca, Potter, and Marmot Records. In the late 1960s, a member of the band Area Code 615 from 1969 to 1971. Artists was included Elvis Presley, Dean Martin, Joan Baez, Nancy Sinatra, B.B. King, Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, Wellington James, some of that, Tony Joe White, George Harrison, Charlie Rogen, Roy Harrison, The Monkees, J.J. Cale, Chris Carson, Alice Cooper, Gary Stewart, Corey Pride, among others. He was inducted about Alabama Music Hall of Fame in 1999 and was inducted to the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum in 2019. He died Earth Day. He was of 2025. He was 82 years old. My next topic has to do with Laura Park Lincoln, born Larry Jill Laura Park Lincoln, nee Park. He was best known as an American actress. She was appeared in the 1987 film House 2, The Second Story as Kate. In 1988 horror film Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood as Tina Shepard. And the 1988 episode of the garbage horror series, Freddy's Nightmares, Catherine, something like that. Anyways, Lincoln appeared in the television series Nod's Land from 1977 to 1991. Parkley was born in Dallas, Texas on May 12th, 1991. She made her acting debut and appeared in the 1985 made-for-television movie Chosen the Night. And in 1987, played the lead role in the independent comedy film Princess Cabby. Also in 1987, she appeared in the comedy horror House 2, The Second Story. The following year starred as Tina Shepard in the slasher film Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. She's 7th installment in the Friday the 13th franchise. She's also guest star on television series including Hunter, Outlaws, Highway to Heaven, for his Nightmares and Taurus Duty. In 1987, Park Lincoln was cast in Linda Fairgate, something like that. Daughter-in-law to Karen Fairgate, played by series star Michelle Lee in the CBS primetime soap opera Knots Landing. She first appeared in 2 episodes in the show's 9th season, for return with a bigger role in season 11 to 13th. In 1988, Parker also played Sally Spram in 8 episodes in season 10 of Knots Landing, and after leaving the series in 91, she guest starred in Murder, She Wrote, Space Above the and Beyond, Beverly Hills 90210. Anyways, misspelled the numbers wrong. But anyway, Parker Lincoln returned to acting in the mid-2000s. Appeared in a Lifetime movie, Inspector Mom, Kidnapped 10 Easy Steps, and low-budget productions. Her notable credits include a comedy horror film, Sky Sharks in 2020, slasher film 13 Fanboy in 2021, where she played a serialized version of herself being stopped and hunted by a Mrs. Friday 13 fan. Wow. Even though I'm a huge fan of Friday 13, but this is not how it works. It was by a Friday 13 fan film in 2021, an official fan film continuing the story of Tina Shepard, a character from Friday 13 Part 7, The New Blood. Personal life and death, okay? She was married to Michael Martin Lincoln on December 5th, 1981. She married until his death on December 4th, 1995. Year I was born. But anyway, she had 2 children, and was living near Dallas, Texas. She had been battling breast cancer since 2008. By 2012, she had gone through a number of surgeries. She died of breast cancer on Earth Day 2025. She was 63 years old. At this audition studios with Park Lincoln followed issued a statement. Over a 35-year career, Lars left an unforgettable mark in Hollywood for dramatic performances and dedication to many inspiring actors. Wow. My next topic has to do with Lululemon. Born Barbara Louise Hannibal, best known as Lululemon. She was an American comedian, singer, and author. She was known for having been in the regular cast on the comedy music show Hee Haw, which ran from 1969 to 1993. She was born in Flatbed, Washington, a military home and placed in the Butler Orphan's home on May 6, 1946, in Dallas, Texas. She attended W.W. Samuel High School in Dallas, Texas, graduated in 1954. Following high school, she worked in Dallas area nightclubs owned by Jack Ruby, which, by the way, he shot Reality Hospital, by the way. But anyway, and which won't talk about that. But anyway, as Lululemon, the world's biggest go-go dancer, among her fans with country star Buck Owens, we later recommend her to Hee Haw's producers. Wow. During her stint on Hee Haw, she went through a bout of drug addiction, which resulted in her absence from the program for the few seasons that started in 1971. She cleaned up and comprehended the personality, after which she was singing to start her career of singer of sober gospel music, which I'm not interested, sorry. But yeah, Roman recorded over a dozen albums, although she never trained as a singer. And in 1985, Roman was won a Dove Award. And in 1999, she was inducted into the Country Gospel Music Hall of Fame with fellow artists Eddie Griff, Lady Eddie Griff that is, Bob Merrill, David L. Cook, Joe S. Paxson, Warren, Jimmy Snow, and finally Joey Miller. She continued to perform music, to stand-up comedy, and also enjoy working at Compassion International, a child development organization and project. 7 times hit the number 2 spot in the Cash Box chart in 2010. I don't know. But anyway, her album of musical standards, featuring Roman doing duets of Dolly Parton, T. Graham Brown, Linda Davis, and George Jones. Titled At Last, produced by Chris Barnes and Larry Ferguson, was released on January 15, 2013. My God. Among Roman's other acting credits were the Hee Haw spin-off, Hee Haw Honeys, stock car racing film Corky, and episodes of Love Boat and Touched by an Angel. In 2019, Roman published her autobiography. This is my story, this is my song. She had 2 marriages, the first of Gary Farm in 1975 and the second to Willie Smith in 1988. She had 2 sons, Damon and Justin. Justin, the younger of 2, died in 2017. She maintained a close partnership and friendship with T. Graham Brown until her death. She died April 21st, 2025, something like that, in Buckingham, Washington. She was 78 years old. My next step topic has a worldwide Haas. Born that name, she was an Austrian actress and singer. Wait, did I go that far? No. You know what? Let's move on. Yeah, I can't speak languages like that. Sorry, but let's move on. My next step topic has to do with Jack Cause. Born that name, he was a American comic book artist and writer. But anyway, I messed it up. Sorry, but okay. Born that day, he was an American comic book artist and writer. But anyway, parent art teacher known for his graphic novel, The First Kingdom, a 24-issue epic he began during this era of underground comics, okay? Influenced by such inspired comic strip artists as Hale Foster and Alex Raven. Gaddis attended the School of Visual Arts in New York City. He began working with comic book publishers in the 1940s. During the period, fans historians called the golden age of comic books. Through the connecting to the works in the comics through the 1950s, his slow pace and high detail and started art style prompted him to leave from that field for 14 years. So in 1969, he returned to mainstream color comics as well as the black and white horror comics magazines. After moving to California and marked upon the First Kingdom, serialized work that later became considered a precursor to or an early form of the graphic novel. Completed in 1986, went on to write and draw further works in the vein and teach art. He was born in Brooklyn, New York and moved to Canada a few days after he was born on September 27, 1927. He was born in New York City. But anyway, Brooklyn, New York. But anyway, okay. He returned to the United States when he was about 8 years old. While attending school of industrial art in New York City, he was established bonds of friendships of featured comic artists such as Alex Tosh, Alfonso Green, and Pete Marshall, something like that. Anyway, Pat Catt's work in mainstream comics spanned the golden silver ages. It was done under a advisory of volume Palladium, something like that, such as Jayhawk, Van Bury, Eric Justice, something like that, and David Hiley, something like that. He got started in the industry in 1943, working at CC Beck and Pete Cashwell's studio. On the duels featuring Bullet Man in 1944 and 1945. Working as a lab in the comic studio of Jerry Iger, he became acquainted with artist Matt Baker, who he had considered one of the top illustrators and golden storyteller. Wow. Anyway, from 1946 to 1951, he worked as an art assistant on various key features, something like that. Senate, something like that, comic strips. Anyway, that's what they were. Catt's work on Tommy, few years with that as a assistant artist with that. Anyway, as an assistant artist. Anyway, Miss McGuire. Working with Bella Zablis with that and Louise Talix with that. Cass worked previously on the Terry the Pirates and assistant to George Wonder. As a detail man, he came to this contract to Hale Foster and Alex Wayman. Two of the artists who inspired him most of his early years. Okay, Cass is considered Foster as skylight since the age of 6 and believes Foster laid the foundations for a graphic novel. Raymond praised Gay's illustration style and said that working in comics was a waste of his time. Wow. So Kay, on the other hand, told Kay to preserve, okay? Cass went to work on, for Standard Comics in press in 1951, during horror comics, war comics, and some romance comics. Until the company went on to business, okay? For the big period, comes to start some of the early works that can be illustrated as his, identified as his, like that. Such as The Adventures into Darkness #10 in June 1953. From 1952 to 1956, Cass worked as a penciler and inker at the studio of Jack Kirby and Joe Simon, working alongside more Maxims than that and Marvin Stein. Kirby thought Cass how to ink and use lighting and price abilities when that dramatic scenes. A slow worker due to heavy detailing influenced by the style of illustrator Dean Cornwell. Cass was let go and moved to Tommy Comics under Stan Lee around 1954. Cass worked in the war and horror comics, and as well as westerns. But his patients continued to cause friction. Without Lee's knowledge, Cass would work on the side of the fiction house with that. Anyway, which slowed him down to even more. In 1955, he left Main Street Comics to paint and teach art, both privately and for the YMCA in New York City. His hiatus for the industry have lasted 14 years. Impressed by Jim Screwell's Captain America, Cass entered mainstream comics for the second time in 1969, balancing job to job. He first found work at Stan Lee at Marvel Comics and works on books such as Stab, Submariner, Monster Napoleon, Adventures in Fear. Cass went and worked on House of Secrets and romantic comics and DC Comics before moving to write illustrated stories with Jim Warren. In the early 1970s, Cass drew numerous romantic comics for DC and Marvel Comics. Cass had a job with Star Wars publications like that around 1970. Anyway, where he was believed that he would be able to write in his own stories. While there, he was worked with Zangors like that. Anyway, for the Jungle Adventures comic book. Anyway, it was credited to the full art and script for Plastic Podge in the horror comics magazine Nightmare number 14. Anyway, in August 1983. While remaining the Skyward associate editor, Cass moved to California in the early 1970s. It was there he began writing The First Kingdom. He began the story ideas he had since his time at Warren Publications. In 1978, Cass teamed up with his friend Thomas Scoria to create a short-lived comic strip, Guy's Pawn. Okay? Guy's Pawn, so we're going. Strip launched on July 5th, 1978. It ran for only 7 weeks in this local newspaper, Northeast Bay Independent Gasway, something like that. The First Kingdom. Anyways, man, I gotta get back to the swing of things with this, but I'll come right back. Stand by. I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. I have to do some personal things and watch some YouTube videos. And let's get back to the show right now. So shall we? So we got for us. Anyway, First Kingdom. Anyway, moving to California led the Cass introduction to underground comics. Okay, excuse me. Anyway, through independent publications, he solved to the financial to create his own story about Edgeworld, some of that, Air Fence, some of that. The first Kingdom is a 24 issue, 768 page graphic novel that took some of that cast 12 years to complete. Wow, okay. Outside of writing the story, he finished 2 books per year. Wow, okay. Initially, the 24 hour in order to mirror the number of books in Homer's Odyssey. Each is just dedicated to his band wife, Carol, for that. Wow. The epic is published by Comics Company from 1934 to 1937, at which point publications were taken over by Bud Plant, Comics co-founder, completed in 1986. Early plays from Kingdom came from Playboy magazine. And the Robert August Plant comic collectors with that fantasy size, with that anyway. But it's never a commercial success due to the part frequently some of that which it came out in as adult content with that. Another contributing factor that may have been that Kingdom was sold strictly through mail order, especially comic stores and head shops. Okay, genre is a science fiction fantasy with heavier some of that emphasizes on science fiction after issue number 6. The story opens in a new post nuclear some of that area some of that tribe fighting survival and the prime for them. Fact of Earth filled with gods and monsters with that. Gods, male and human affairs, their appearances, tourism, and vice resembling the gods of ancient Greece. Okay, the stories span generations and has been a huge cast of characters. Okay, it's bonds with theories of the account of region, evolution, migrant, and why humans allow themselves to distract from the polygon questions of existence. The story, I pronounce his name, sorry, but psychologist, Todden, for that, is introduced in book 4, and overcomes, outcasts in order to return to his father. I'm sure Kingdom, Margaret, is a lot of beers with that. Along the way, he falls in love with Farah, a tri-guys from that, incorporates when their adventures together represent the most lighter plot line in the story from that. The first Kingdom is first part of the trilogy, which Kaz said will include Space Quarters, Club, and Destiny. He said the first 20 issues are an introduction to the Real Kingdom story, and issues number 21 to 24. First 20 issues are filled with histories that are interwoven and repeat that same doom cycles with that. Hard-worn insects from which pottery blossoms with that into a golden age of science with that. Advancements with that, which eventually develops into war, the preoccupation in which survival and superstitions with that. Caspiers concerning the human conception are revealed here. Something like that. His characters are unable to translate their early programming born out of the environment stresses cannot escape because such a base motivations are greed, envy, and jealousy. Chances for humanity to break this cycle comes to the revival of character number 20, which encourages select few to join him and embrace their true potential among their stars with that. A number of Scottish touches set Kaz's instructive style in Kingdom apart from the other comics artists with that. Anyway. I don't know why, man. Anyway. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Okay. Numerous franchises of cast assurance styles and came apart from that of other comics artists. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Okay. It's highly detailed. All of this human and humanoid forms have ideal. Historic bodies, rendered oxmoral stories from that. Anyway, and there are no gutters. Stories from that. Anyway, no gutters. No gutters. Most of the pronunciation is wrong, but yeah, there are no gutters. Anyway, with much will fill in single panel pages throughout the work. Anyway, quality guys art majors as he progresses future in the story. Anyway, the panels get larger and he steps up from pen to brush in the fifth book. The suggestion of Jim strikes with that. Will Eisner and Jerry Siegel, among many others, consider Kingdom to be involved in many respects. In the foreword to issue number 23, Eisner claims that the work helped carve an Niche, pronounce it anyway, for the graphic novel medium. Comics historian R.C. Harvey believes that Katz was a first-person comics to a personal vision in such length. He stated attention that the first issue was his Trailblaze, okay? The work I was undertaking in the first in a series of books which I hope to extend the dimension of comics to the promotional art form that one of his early greatest works, artists with that. Al Foster laid down the foundations for. First game was reprinted in the various formats Wallaby Pocket Books, published in the large format for version of Super 6 books in 1978. In 2005, Century Comics, under its former name, Mega Comics Group, released the first volume of anticipated 4-volume sets, including issues number 1 to 6. The second volume was included number 7 through 12, issues number 7 through 12, yeah. 4 months later, but Century Comics went out of business before it could publish the final 2 volumes. In May 2013, Titan Comics began preparing the series of 6 volumes, with mostly the only original art and literature behind. For this edition, Cat drew 2 new chapters for the series, The Space and Chorus Club and Destiny. His career began with this. In 1956, Katz left the comic book industry to began teaching art in Brooklyn. In September 1962, his work was featured in the one-man show in the Possible Pioneers Gallery in Manhattan, in 62 West 56th Street. The show received a wake write-up in Brooklyn Eagle newspaper. Katz continued to paint through the early 1960s, so there are no records in many of these works. Katz's painting style was comic and art style, focusing on human suspects and zombies with that. The figures in the paint embrace ways, wife, consort, and suckle. The works blends the reality and the exaggerates in the furries, foys world. It's viewed and praised by 50 years of art, trends, and theory. The action school kept in mind. In 1988, Katz returned to oil painting, completed many works in 88 2003. During this time, Katz also teach art in Northern California. After 2003, Katz stopped painting, returned to drawing, and developed comic book stories. Later life career. Since the Kingdom years, Katz has been focused on teaching art in the community college in Abilene, California. Painting, writing graphic novels, students have been helped publish a number of books of his works. These include the honorary book of the students, omnited by Jack Katz Volume 1, two books with the sketches, Katz Sketches Volume 1, Katz Sketches Volume 2. 2009, graphic novel literature, published Katz's second graphic novel, Legacy. Charlie Knoxley's former president Century Comics helped script Legacy. In 2014, Katz began work on Beyond the Beyond. the 500-page graphic novel, which was a continuation of themes developed in the First Kingdom series. The book was finished in 2019 but remains unpublished. In 2019, Cass began a new graphic novel, which is staged to be 330 pages long. The new novel was a sequel to Beyond and Beyond. In October 2020, in October 2020, Cass has a solo exhibition in Berkeley, California, something like that. The title, The Golden Age and Beyond. Series feature art from his entire career, including comic art and paintings. And in September 2021, Liam Sharpie Publishing released Unseen Jack Cass. The collection of unpublished works from the 70s and 80s funded a Kickstarter project. The book contains various unfinished stories and comic strips by Cass. In March 2025, Cass' collection of his own original comic art and personal items was given to Rice University by Explorer Y. Colleen Gold. He died last Friday. He was 97 years old. And his award. He's one who represents the APOT Award in 1977 by San Diego Comic Con. In 2023, he was received the Will Eisner Hall of Fame Award at San Diego Comic Con. He was not present, but Professor Andrew Cargo accepted this award on behalf of, and short acceptance speech was shown in the video. The next step topic has to do with, let's say, Philip Laurie, born Colin Philip Laurie. He was an English stage and television actor. Best known for playing Philip Dennis Tanner, for that, in the long-time ITV soap opera, Conan Street, from the programming succession in 1960 until 1978 and again in 2011 to 2014. He was born in Ossian, under Manchester, England, on June 20th, 1946. He was the son of Bertha Nee Collins and Philip Maury, something like that. Who was a foreman at the paper mill. He was a stammer, also attended watching lessons at Mrs. Ensuring coordinations. So he left secondary school. He was managed to save enough money to pay his fees at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts in London, where he studied for 3 years. His career began when at 24 years old, when Roy appeared in the opening episode in the Graham television soap opera, Conan Street, as Dennis Tanner, son of Ellis Tanner, Pat Phoenix. His brother, Leonard Scarswell, and Lloyd Cunningham, something like that. Lloyd remained the show as a regular character in 1968, something like that. Anyway, during this period, he recorded pop single "I Must Have Known." There was an issue by Abner in September 1963. Despite being recorded at the premises Abbey Road Studios, produced by John Barry, the recording was not a hit at all. Roy was working with Victoria Road at several occasions. Appear on her programs, something like that. Wait, is it she or is it he? I don't know. Oh, okay, never mind, it's a he, never mind. Appear on her programmings, such as Victoria Wood's All Day Breakfast and Victoria Wood, as well as her television film, Pat and Margaret, something like that. His other television program appearances include Annie Cap in 1988, Crown Court in 1975, War and Peace in 1972, East Lynn in 1976, Cuckoo Walks in 1977, Real Birds in 1978, Goblin Galaxies in 1986, War of Engagement in 1989, and Doctors in 2005. He had auditions and voiceover works from 1988 to 2003 for the Channel 4 quiz show 50 to 1. September 2011, Roy presented the centuries by the Guinness World Records for being the person the longest gap between television appearances and the same character in the same show. Had returned to Garden Street and Dennis Tanner earlier that year, which is per his on-screen appearance as Dennis Tanner has been seen June 1968. Roy's been on final on-screen appearance since appeared in July 2014. Roy's record 43 years being televised appearance as the same character in the same show was being on October 2022 by William Russell, appearing on Doctor Who at the 57-year gap since his previous appearance in Ian Chesterton, June 1965. Discovery played Mr. Walken in the ITV series Home Fries in 2016, and positioned his work in television. Laurie also accomplished torpedo actor, starring many West End stage roles, including performance of Major Metcalf in Mousetrap in 2004, Clever in the case in French Lady 2018, and Eric in the Lady Vanish 2019. He died last Friday. He was 88 years old. And my last depth topic has with Jiggly Kathleen, born Becca Coswell of Graduates for that. She was best known professionally as Jiggly Kathleen, I pronounce it. Was a Filipino American drag performer and entertainer. She rose to performance after completing the 4th season of RuPaul's Drag Race in 2012 and the 6th season of Drag Race All-Stars 2021. She became a judge in Drag Race Philippines and was known for a recurring role in Veronica Thursday for American drama series, television series Foes from 2018 and 2021. In addition to appearing on television, Jiggly Kathleen released her debut solo album, Taught Princess 2018. She was born in Puerto Philippines on November 29, 1980. In the 1st grade, she was expelled from school for stabbing a bully for her hand with a pencil. I am disappointed. She moved to America in 1991 at age 10 with her mother and a brother and lived in Sunnyside, Queens, New York City. She came out of junior high school in the late mother and her drag mother was Corvette Brooks. Her drag first name was based on stupid Pokemon. Sorry, I don't get it. Sorry. Anyway, her original drag name was Jigglypuff. Okay, makes sense. Anyway, I don't care about that. Anyways, her drag racing career began with this. Okay, she was the drag personality was Jiggly Galway. Spanish was hot. Okay. She was analysis being one of the 13 contestants in the 4th season of RuPaul's Drag Race on November 13th, 2011. She was placed 8th overall. She was being eliminated in the lip sync contest by William. Jiggly Galway was the archived footage in the finale of the 5th season and made appearance in the finale of the 6th season when she asked a viewer the question of Bargain Del Royal. Outside of Drag Race, she can be seen on the beginning of 2012 New Now Next Awards. Her acting career began in 2015 when she played a role in the season 2 finale of Board City and the Shop Owner. She was also one of the Spurry Drag Queens featuring Miley Cyrus' 2015 BMA performance. In 2016, she was in a pilot episode of Search Party. In 2013, she played a part of the fellow Drag Race contestants Bob the Drag Queen, Dragula, and concert in the season finale episode of Playhouse. Wow. She made an appearance in backup singer in the music video for Bob the Drag Queen and Oasis, Yet Another Dig. Okay? She played for the character Veronica in Pose. Appearing in season 6 and 8, season 8 and 8, 6 and 8 episodes. Anyway, the 1st season. Anyways, she later confirmed she would not be back. She'd be back for more episodes in the show's 2nd season. And bootleg fashion photo review, the web series by Drag Race contestant Yuno Hamasaski. In 2018, in September, she also performed as a background dancer behind Christina. That's the last name. Sorry, for opening ceremony for Spring 2019 collection alongside other Drag Race contestants. In November 2018, she made an appearance on Saturday Night Live with Drag Race contestant Peppermint. Wow. The drag queen for Programmed GP Zaz sketch. In 2020, she co-hosted Translation, the first talk show in the major network hosted by an all-trans cast. Wow. On May 26, 2021, she was announced to be one of the 13 queens returning to the 6th season of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. She was eliminated in the second episode, placing 12th overall, but she was a main judge in the first 3 seasons of Drag Race Philippines, which premiered in 2012. But her music career began with this, okay? She released her first single, oh no, FCBKBOA, I'm not gonna say it, sorry, on March 1st, 2018, on official Vivo channel, okay? She released her debut album, Thought Process, on March 9, 2018. 12-track album features Drag Race contestants Sharon Needles, Paramount Alaska, Ginger Minch, Popeye Hara, Chris, Gemini Carey, and Maya Lawson. She also features hit intro with Rob Paul, okay? The album is the first hip-hop bass, which I'm a huge hip-hop fan, by the way, recorded by a Drag Race contestant. The music video for the song, All This Body, premiered on November 30th, 2018. Features Alaska, Minch, and Isis Key. She's also featured artist for the first 3 volumes in the Drag Race Christmas Queens album. The music video was for Ratchet Christmas for the first volume that was uploaded on December 9, 2015. She's contributed for the collaboration album Christmas Queens 3 2017. She could come out as transgender in 2016, and on April 24th, 2025, her family revealed that in a statement her right leg has been surgery abused due to SARS infection. She died in hospital 3 days later. She was 44 years old. Now, let's do a moment of silence with regards to not 1, not 2, but 8 death totals. I was to do 9, but I'll have to do 8 right now. Thank you. Rest in peace, these 8 people who are no longer with us. Now let's talk about 2 more topics to read. One of them I was going to read during Monday's episode, Crazy Bunch Web Show. The one I want to talk about now, okay? And that is, of course, news reports about AC/DC's drummer Phil Rudd announced his live return. Now, this one I'm going to talk about a little bit, but that's just me. But he'll perform in full concert this summer. Here we go. Electric AC/DC drummer Phil Rudd returns to the stage this summer to play rock albums along to 29-piece orchestra. Anyway, Phil Rudd will perform at Phil Mel Orchestra concert at the 13,000 Comanche Spark area in Auckland, New Zealand on July 26, 2025, okay? Alongside the Fast Auckland Partial Orchestra, 70-year-old Rudd will play block drums to rock classic personalities selected by himself, recording, of course, AC/DC albums with that. Rudd performs on AC/DC's 2020 albums, Power Up, and he's still an official member of the band. However, due to legal issues, he hasn't played live with the Rock Legend since June 2010. At all. Chris Slade replaced him on the Blocker Bus World Tour, while Mike Lang has been sitting behind the drum kit on the AC/DC's live dates since Power Trip in October 2023. Rudd's only other live performances in the past 15 years have been his European Soul Tour 2015 and 2018. In November 2023, he played TNT with the local party band in New Zealand. Speaking of officially with the stuff about the Full Metal Orchestra concerts, Phil Rudd said it's going to be a massive field while we're taking off the roof. You wait, or something like that. It's going to be a thumping boom boom bang. It's exciting, nothing else I've ever done. Playing the best raw, banging rock songs with the classical orchestra. He also confirmed that he'll play the songs by Black Sabbath, Tool, Motorhead, Metallica, Iron Maiden, Led Zeppelin, and Guns N' Roses at the gig. While among the ACC songs on the set list is "It's a Long Way to the Top You Want to Rock and Roll," a track ACC haven't performed live since Night Say Dawn, out of respect to the late great Bon Scott. It was Bon's song, Ron told stuff. And those bagpipes was Bon's genius. Wow. Bon said all of respect to Bon that he wouldn't sing it at all. But really, he couldn't play the bagpipes to create Bon's style. But not now we have the whole orchestra. Wow. Full Metal Orchestra concert was there. David Higgins promised the show will be a full-blown symphonic show for that. But he says we're creating Phil Rudd was always me in mind as the dream get on one of the world's best known rock stars, blue white hair in New Zealand. Tickets to Full Metal Orchestra gig goes on sale at 10 a.m. local time this May 1st. ACC's local Jerry Creer and Falls. See here. That's what it looks like Angus and Malcolm Young in the 70s. And that is what it looks like. So that is what we're going to talk about. And my last topic, I'm going to read you it right now, okay? Haley Joel Osment. I was going to talk about it last week, but I decided to do it right now, okay? Apologize for the disgraceful language he used during the arrest, okay? This happened April 18th, okay? Last 2 Fridays ago, okay? Haley Joel Osment was arrested regarding his behavior during recent arrest. Authorities to confirm to CNN that his former child actor was arrested but for alleged public violation and publishing of a controlled substance of a ski lodge in Mountain Lake, California last week. The 6 Cent star is showing body cam footage published by several outlets that's calling an officer. I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, sorry. And using it for cosmetic store. Wow. I'm also horrified by my behavior. I have known that he used a disgraceful language and the floors of blackout. I have spoken up sooner. Osment told People's Magazine, but in statement shared Thursday, which is 2 weeks ago. Anyways, the past few months of loss and displacement has broken me down to a very low employment space. But that's no excuse for using the disgusting word, he added. Wow, I agree. The bottom of my heart, I apologize for absolutely anything, but this hurts. What came out of my mouth, it was not sexual garbage. Exactly. I let this Jewish community down and a bit displays me, he added. I don't ask for anyone's forgiveness, but I promise to atone for my terrible mistake. This most recently, Osment has continued to act in television film projects like Poker Face and Twink Twice. And in January, which is 2 months ago, Osment's sister Emily, also an actor, announced her verified Instagram that he has as well had in the time of parents lost their homes and even wildfire. Wow, that destroyed much of this area neighborhood north and central Los Angeles. Wow. Osment 37 was charged with disorderly conduct and possession of cocaine. Both misdemeanors, according to a statement, the Monroe County District Economy, he is due to be arraigned on July 7th. CNN reached out to Osment's representative for comment. Ali Westman prosecuted the report. Now, just before we go, folks, I have serious topics I want to share with you, and that is, of course, Savannah Superstar Comic Con. I won't talk about it now, and we'll wrap things up, okay? And then we'll have one serious thing to talk about after this one is over, and we'll wrap the show. So here we go. And that is from that's not it. Hang on. Savannah. I spelled Savannah wrong. But anyway, I'm gonna. This is it. Okay. Okay. Here's what's gonna happen this week. Okay. This weekend. Next weekend. Okay. I'm going there on the 3rd this week. Okay. Next week. Okay. And we're gonna meet two. I'm gonna meet two people that are there. Okay. Alvin Court, who is Lynette the Clown for the Big Cuppy Couch, and Jolyon Bosch. Some of the people I do not recognize at the time. We're going to be there on the 3rd through the 4th. Coming away, so be looking out for it, and there you go. One last reminder, on May 4th, I will be going to a place called Very Fun Day. Be looking out for it. It's going to be a huge day for Silver more, so I will still tape Crazy Bunch Web Show next week, but don't judge me on that. But anyways, guys, that was Crazy Bunch Web Show, episode number 103. Hope you enjoy it. Today is going to be a brand new episode of Crazy Bunch Web Show on just take place before Very Fun Day vlog episode. Till next time, so just Bunch Baby, good morning, Crazy Bunch Web Show. So guys, pretty soon say out. See ya.